What's going on, everyone? TechTosh coming at you guys strong. 2019, I made a promise I'm gonna come out with some more content for you guys, and I'm hoping I'm delivering. Second video 2019 we got here is a comparison / review of my upgraded mouse from my old mouse to my upgraded mouse, G900 Chaos Spectrum. Now this thing is amazing. This is also a great mouse too, especially for the price range it's at now. I've been using this thing for about a little over a year now. It's been pretty good for what it offers. I'm gonna talk about right off the jump. The first thing that it's known for is the sleek little design that it has here. It looks like almost like a little aircraft flying through your mouse pad as you're using it. The quality, this thing has quality. I mean, the moment you touch it, you feel the quality in the mouse, especially now for the price. I mean, this thing is going for $29.99 on Amazon when I last checked. For 30 bucks, I mean, this thing has amazing quality. So if you go straight to the bottom of it, you can see the frame that it's made of the aircraft aluminum. I don't know if it's really aircraft aluminum, but it is quality for sure. And you will see that it's all made of aluminum, so it's super durable. You probably throw this thing across the room and it'd be fine. Along with that, you can see on the bottom, it does have interchangeable weights. That is definitely a plus, especially for gamers. This is on the heavier side. This mouse, with all the weights put in, it does weigh 135.5 grams, but you can take it down all the way to 115 grams. And it may vary if you keep one weight, 2 weight, 3 weights. It has 3 different weights. On the top, it has 2 weights, and on the bottom, it has 1. So you can disperse the weight however you may please. Put one on one side, however you want to do it. Top heavy, bottom heavy. So that's definitely a plus on that on this end. Also, some of the features that this mouse advertises that it has is the sniper button here. So if you don't know what the sniper button is, it's just another DPI button in a sense, to where when you're sniping, you can lower the DPI, so that way if you're like me and you get all excited and fidgety when you see someone on PUBG and you want to hurry up and shoot them, that you might accidentally miss your shot because you're just too excited to hurry up and try to kill them. When you're scoping in on somebody, you just push this button, it lowers the DPI. If you move the mouse a little bit too much when you get excited, it won't affect you as much because the DPI is down and allows you to hit that shot. So that's definitely a plus. If you play first-person shooters, that might be a must. I definitely used it because I play a lot of first-person shooters. Next to that, you get 2 programmable buttons here, but there is some negatives in my opinion that come with these 2 programmable buttons. Because you do got a sniper button here, you do tend to rest your thumb a little bit further back so you don't accidentally push the sniper button when you don't need to. And because of that, it allows these buttons to be a little bit further out of reach. Maybe not the back one, but the front one was a little bit further out of reach for me personally. I wish these buttons were pushed back just a little bit more so it'd feel a little bit more natural when trying to push the top click button here. Because when I'm doing it, I do sit my thumb back like this, but when I'm doing that, it's harder. I have to reach forward to kind of push that top button. So that is a negative for me, but having that sniper button is definitely a plus. Moving on to the front here though, you do got the scroll wheel. Now, it's nothing special about the scroll wheel. I do have some tips with the scroll wheel when playing PUBG or some shooters, because I do use my scroll wheel to switch my weapon. When it comes to browsing though, and on the web and doing my editing, it works just fine, nothing special. It works good, the browsing's fine. But when playing games and trying to switch to my weapon, it's almost a little too responsive. And what I mean by that is when I'm switching my weapon, you don't feel it switch to you can feel it, but it isn't as stiff as it should be when switching to a weapon, because you might switch 2 weapon slots when you're trying to hit 1 weapon slot. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but you know what I mean when you're trying to switch your weapon. Say you're trying to switch to your secondary weapon, you actually switch to your grenades or something because you went 2 slots forward when you're trying to do 1. That's kind of another tip that I have with this mouse. But other than that, I mean, it works great. Behind that, you get your DPI buttons. You get your to go higher, to go lower. With that, you get an LED light button right here. Well, it's not a button, LED light here that lets you know what DPI setting you're on, so that way you make sure you're on the right one. You aren't just guessing. It is colored, so you can assign the colors to whatever it is you choose. But the buttons are very responsive. It's in a great spot, so I can easily push them when I'm playing and hurry up and switch to my DPI. That's something you do, is switch to different DPIs for certain things. Other than that, that's pretty much it as far as buttons. It doesn't have a lot of programmable buttons, but you can program the ones that are on here. You can also program the DPI buttons too. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 programmable buttons other than the left and right and the center. The center mouse does click like most mouse do. That's pretty much it for the features. It doesn't have as much features as I'm about to talk about with this guy, but the main things you're going to be getting out of this mouse is quality for sure, interchangeable weights, and you do get a sniper button. So if those are the 3 things you're looking for in a mouse, it definitely has it, and I won't knock it for that. It is corded, so that can be a downfall for some people, but most mouses are, and most gamers use a corded mouse anyways. But I will say this cord is stiff. Now the cord, as you can see, it just doesn't bend very well. It's very stiff, so when you're gaming and moving, it could hold you back a little depending on how you have your mouse positioned and how much slack you have in your mouse. But it is braided, so the quality of the braided cord is nice. It won't rip or tear. That's definitely quality there as well. Now, if you're someone who actually cares about the packaging, here's the packaging. The packaging's whatever, nothing special, but it does tell you everything that it has to offer. Shows you all the RGB lighting spots that it has, and everything is customizable. So if you like RGB lighting, this mouse has it as well. Now, where it lights up is actually pretty cool. It definitely accents the design very well. So because, like I said, it looks like a jet almost. It has like little jet looking pockets, it looks like, and in here it does light up. And it just beams out, so it looks pretty cool in the nighttime. You also get the RGB lighting on the DPI buttons, so you can customize that to your liking as well. And then on the back side, you get another little jet pocket looking thing here that shoots out light as well. That's customizable. And then along with that, you get the Corsair logo here that is also changeable as well. So you got a lot of RGB features on here. If that's something you're into, that's definitely a plus. For 30 bucks though, I mean, you really can't beat it. You're getting quality, you're getting RGB lighting, you're getting interchangeable weights, and you're getting a sniper button if that's something you're into. So that's definitely some good features in a $30 mouse. Like I said, there could be some downfalls. It's all personal preference if you're into weight, if you're not into weight. The mouse does come in at 135.5 grams with all the weights in. It is 115 if you take all the weights out. So that's pretty much it for the features of this mouse. We'll move on to the next mouse. And I gotta say, this is gonna be my favorite mouse for a long time. I don't think I'm gonna need to upgrade this anytime soon. So as we're all aware, this mouse is wireless, and that's probably one of the main features that people are looking for. With it being wireless, there's that whole conspiracy with if it's as responsive as a wired mouse, if it, you know, all of that jazz that comes with wireless mouse. I'll just shut that down right now. This thing works just as good, if not better, than a wired mouse. If that's something you're worried about, you don't need to worry about that with this. Now, this mouse also comes with a lot of features. I mean, as it should for the price that it comes in at. It's definitely a little bit more expensive than this guy. When I bought this for Christmas, it was coming in at like 89 bucks, about 90 bucks, because they do have a newer model, the G903. I didn't need it. I figured I'd save money. The G903, I think all it does is allow you to, if you get the chargeable mouse pad, you get the mouse pad to where it can charge wirelessly. I don't really care for that. That's not something I'm really worried about. And especially for the time I've been using it, I never had an issue with it dying on me. If that's something you're worried about, just plug it in with this guy and charge it when you go to bed. That way you don't ever have to worry about it dying. It comes with a 32-hour continuous play, so I don't think you'd be playing games for 32 hours straight. So as far as worrying about it dying, I don't think that's ever going to be an issue. So saving a little bit of money getting the G900 is definitely something I would recommend. But let's talk about some of the features here that it has to offer. First thing you'll notice is the sleek little design as well. This thing is like a Batmobile in your hand. It is also ambidextrous, so you can use it with your left hand and your right hand, and it feels exactly the same, just as comfortable. We'll move on to some of the actual features that it has. Button-wise, it does come with 11 programmable buttons in total. If you're using it on your right hand, you get these two right here, like this one does as well. One thing I will say though, I definitely love the positioning of these rather than these. It's definitely a lot more natural to click where my thumb rests. It feels great, so it's easy just to move up and click the top and bottom one. I love it. On top of that, you get some nice clicks for the left and right mouse. The one thing I did hear a lot of people talking about, maybe it was the older models, I don't see the issue anymore, is that when you click, it would shift, like it would move in. They said they would feel it shifting. That's not a problem I see, so I don't know if they fixed that, but yeah, that's not an issue for me. On the front end though, that's where the charger port is placed. It is a micro USB, so it is not C-type, so that could be a negative, but like I said, you hardly ever have to charge it, and when you do, you're not going to be using it. Moving on to some more button features here. You got this scroll wheel here. You can have two modes for the scroll wheel, which is sweet. You got the more responsive one where you can feel each individual click, which is definitely a lot better. I don't have that issue that I had with this one where I would try to switch my weapon and it would double switch to 2 slots when I wanted 1, because you feel literally every click and it is very responsive, which I like. Now, when I'm doing my editing on Adobe Premiere or Photoshop or whatnot, mostly Adobe Premiere, is the infinity scrolling. Now that's sweet. I never had a mouse that did that. That's a whole new feature for me. So that definitely comes in handy when browsing the web. Hurry up, get to the bottom, hurry up, get to the top. When it comes to the timeline on Adobe Premiere, if you've got a long video and you're editing a long segment of your video, getting to the very end or the beginning or whatever spot you need on the timeline is a breeze. All it is a click of a button. Behind that though, you get the DPI buttons. Now with the DPI buttons, it does light up as well. So you'll be able to see what DPI you're on, just like on this one. You have 4 different DPI settings that you can adjust, so you can get all your DPI needs. Now, because they're having 11 programmable buttons, they are all located right here. You got 2 on the side, 2 more you can put in here. If you don't want to use them, you do get little blockers here, and you just put it in. That way you don't push anything. So as far as programmable buttons, it has it all. I mean, you can't go wrong there. Moving on to the bottom side though, you can see it doesn't have those interchangeable weights like this one does, but you do get one of the top of the line sensors. I believe these two have the same sensors. I'll post it on the screen that way you guys know exactly what sensor it has if that's what you're into. But on the bottom here, you got the power on, power off switch. The one thing I will say I wish it had was the a little slot you could put the USB thing in, but that's not really a big deal because it does come with this case here that you can put it in, especially if you're traveling or something, you want to bring the mouse with you. So that's also a cool thing. It does come with 6 different little mouse pads. It is not super sticky. It's not gonna be hard to move around on your mouse pad. Both of them also have self-calibrating feature to where you can, whatever mouse pad you're using, you can calibrate it to that. Also with this mouse, it does come with RGB lighting. I don't think it's anywhere near as much as this one has, but you do get a few little spots that you can change and customize within the software. As you can see, I got the logo here that lights up. With that, you also get the DPI lights you can change. With this mouse, it does have the cord as well, so it is plug and play. So you, like I said, if it dies for some odd reason, you can plug it right in and you'll be able to run it as a corded mouse. I will say this cord is definitely better than this cord. It is not as stiff. It bends easier, so if you have it on your desk and you have a lot of slack, you won't feel it. And the quality is there too. It is a braided cord. Now, another thing I like about this, so when it is plugged in, it won't slip out. So if you're playing, it stays in pretty tough. So if you're accidentally snag on your something on your desk, it's not gonna pull out. Pretty sturdy, which I like a lot. Going on to the packaging, like I went through with this one, this definitely has better packaging in my opinion. Simple little look of the mouse on the front, gives you all the features on the back. I'll read some of them. Ultra quick 1 millisecond wired or wireless report rate and a 107 gram lightweight body delivering incredible responsiveness for competitive level Twitch targeting. So that's another thing. This mouse is really light. For 107 grams compared to this one that goes down to 115, you definitely feel the difference between the two when you're playing first-person shooters, trying to hurry up and Twitch, like I said, Twitch shots. So that's definitely a plus for me. 3366, high accuracy, optical sensor with exclusive battery saving clock tuning technology. In the packaging, you'll slide this out. Comes in a nice little box here. You'll open it up, opens up like a clamshell. Mouse will be sitting here. You get the packaging, typical manuals, and some user stuff that we never read. So packaging wise is definitely a nice packaging. So overall, everything about this mouse is quality as well. So both mouses, you're getting quality, but you're getting a little, I won't even say you're getting a little, you're getting a lot more features with this mouse. If you're looking to spend a little bit more money, I definitely will recommend this mouse 100%. I don't think I'll be upgrading from this mouse for a long time unless this breaks and I need to buy a new one and maybe the 903 is cheaper. I don't know. So all in all, these are both great mouses, mices, however you say it, but it's all, like I said, personal preference, what you're using your mouse for, what kind of games do you play. If you're playing first-person shooters, and these are both definitely great mices. If you're playing like Dota 2 type games, this might be the mouse for you because it does have more programmable buttons. Maybe you want quality, you want something a little bit heavier, then this is gonna be the mouse to go. But maybe if you're having a dilemma, you don't know which one to get, I'm putting them side by side so you can see them. This one is definitely wider though, which is a plus or a negative depending on how big or small your hands are. They both have a sleek design. They both have RGB lighting. They both have programmable buttons. This one has more. This is ambidextrous. This isn't. Like I said, give or take, whatever you choose. You can't go wrong with either one, but overall, I will choose the G900 every single time. Just the fact alone it being wireless, I mean, come on guys, we've been waiting for a wireless mouse for a while now to be just as good and accurate as a wired mouse, and this is actually advertised better than a wired mouse, and a lot of reviews will say so as well. I'm going to be showing you guys some of the software as well, so you can check that out and see what the software looks like. All right, here we are. I'm about to show you guys the software that comes with both the mouse. As you can see here, this is the IQ software. This is the Logitech G. As you can tell, the IQ software is the Corsair. We'll open that up, and here we are. Now this links up all your Corsair's products. So as you can see, I got a Corsair keyboard. I can customize that, my headphones, and my actual water cooler
cooler too. But we're talking about the mouse right now, so I'm gonna show you guys all of that. As you can see on the left hand side, this is where all your actions and customized stuff will be. We'll go to actions. Now what actions is, it allows you to, when you click the button, what does it do? So you can change the actions of each button. You record, like say you want your sniper button to, you know, open up an application, you can do that. That's what you would be able to do. Now I actually like this software better than the Logitech one. It's just a little more user-friendly, pretty self-explanatory pretty much. The next tab will be lighting effects. So like I said, all the places that light, you can change what they do from the speed, and it'll demonstrate it for you. Start with profile, you know, a lot of things you can do. You can change it to a rainbow effects, a pulsating effect, shift, solid, gradient. A lot of different things you can do as far as changing the RGB lighting on the mouse. Then next tab down is the DPI. So like I said, you can do different profiles for your DPI. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sniper button 6. So you got 6 DPI settings you can adjust. I believe these are all defaulted, and you can just change the colors too. So if you want, and this is, it'll prompt you with being red, it'll be red on the actual DPI lighting I was telling you about. If you want it to be green instead of red, you can do that. So it's pretty neat, pretty detailed, and you can go into the actual number. Like, it's pretty cool. I like it. Turn it on, you can turn it off. Like if you only just want 2 DPIs, you can turn it off so you don't have to keep shifting through them all. Next thing is performance. So angle snapping, how high you lift the mouse. Like this is pretty cool. If you lift your mouse pretty high, it'll be able to still register your mouse while it's high. Or if you pick up your mouse pretty low, depending on your play style, and pointer speed. And then here comes the surface calibration. This is where you would just start it, and then you would drag this circle around and it will calibrate on your surface. I like it because it does put everything all in one. I can control it all right here in one simple software, and it's pretty, the user interface is just simple as can be. I like that. So now we're gonna go to Logitech G Hub. Nice little animation, and it's the same thing too. It prompts you with what devices you have with them. So I got my webcam here, and then I got the mouse. So obviously we're talking mouse, we'll click on that. So this is the light sync. So this is where you're gonna control all the lighting. Now you can do it fixed, cycle, breathing, gives you the colors to change, the rate and the brightness. Screen sample, I guess based on what you have on your screen, it'll change the coloring. And then audio visualizer, so if you have audio playing, it will change with the lighting. Now here's the alignment. It'll talk about commands and key actions, so you can change. It's also linked up with Discord, so you can mute your Discord from here, from your mouse. A lot of cool stuff here as well. Change the keys, micro keys, you can change the actual system, give your mouse. So it's got a lot of, this mouse has a lot of control as far as like giving micro keys and commands and syncing up with your Discord, so you don't have to push anything, or you don't have to go in the Discord app. You can just push a certain button on your mouse, double tap it or something, and it mutes your audio. And then here's where you can adjust your DPI. A lot of cool things here as well. But as you can see, it's a lot going on in here. I mean, you can pretty much get it. It's not hard to understand, but it doesn't seem as the user interface isn't as friendly, I feel like, as the Corsair mouse, or software I should say. All
right everyone, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, hopefully I helped you guys out with any decision making you guys had, and hopefully I was able to show you guys something you were interested in, or you just had some concerns about pairing the two together. Like I said, I didn't see any videos out there that were comparing these specific two mouses side by side. If this is something you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button. As always, comment down below with any questions or concerns. With that said, y'all stay nerdy. I'm out. Peace.